Hello, everybody. This is Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. So happy that you can join us. And while we wait for a few people to hop on live and watch us record behind the scenes right here on Google Hangouts, I just want to speak to anybody that's watching the replay on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. That way you get all of our future videos as well as other real estate coaching content. And then if you're listening to the audio version, make sure to subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher and get all the goodness there just nestled right here between your ears. It's the best place for me and Greg to be. As always, Greg is joining me here. He's in rare form, so I'm going to make him not talk for a second. And I'm going to tell you that we're going to talk about sales and marketing questions. We've got a bunch of stuff on the old docket today. It's just going to be a variety show of different questions. So we're going to throw them at Greg. He's going to answer. I'm going to tell him why he's wrong, and we'll have fun.
You're wrong, bitch.
Okay, all right. Greg, the junior grandmaster himself, what is up today? You've had quite a weekend. You're running low on sleep, and you can barely keep your head up. I don't know what's going on, but you're in rare form today.
Dude, this has been a bitch of a day. I mean, let's start off with a bang. I didn't get to bed until 2:33 ish. Got up at 6. Had to run to AIM training because it starts at 9. I got up at 7:58. And it takes about 40 minutes to get there, but I was able to get my ass off my couch where I fell asleep, in the shower, dressed, shit shower, shaved, then in the car, up to the training, and I was able to get there with minutes to spare. He's just shit grinning over there, just all snaggletooth and shit. But I was able to get there, do some training, but fuck. Dude, I am just drained. Eileen, the steel trap, a.k.a. Chucklehead over here today. Look, Eileen, give her a wave. Come on, Eileen, give it a wave. There it is. She has been blowing me up in criticism and ridicule, man. She is taking your place until you were able to come on air.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's nice. Well, you need someone in your life to tell you when you're wrong and when you're screwing up, and so when I'm not around to do that, when I can't perform my friendly duties, then she takes over, and she handles that for the other 39 hours of the week that we're not spending together.
And she does a masterful job at it. I have absolutely no self-worth when I get done with it. It's great.
That's awesome. We got to knock you down a peg, Greg.
No, but seriously, she's like a very, very, very close friend. I've worked with her for so long that she's like that type of friend that she can take it, look at you and be like, "You're fucking up today, Greg," and I'm like, "Okay." I take that with a grain of sugar and salt and everything else.
That's right.
All right, man.
Okay.
Let's get this party started.
Okay, so let's take a question just to get the old juices flowing here. So
That's gonna be rough.
yeah, so this is an interesting one. So and again, we're pulling questions from the Lead Gen Scripts and Objections Facebook group. This is started by our friend Aaron Wittenstein. So it's over at facebook.com/groups/gotobjections. And if you're not already a member, please go over there and join. I think there are over 14,000 members right now. Both Greg and I are a part of it. It's a great community of agents.
Isn't it 16,000? I thought
it might. Who knows? It might be. Last time I checked, I thought it was 14, but who knows? So anyway. So there's a question that caught my eye that would be a good one just to kind of kick things off with and get Greg on a roll here. So Stan Wren asks, looking for some input, I had a potential seller client ask me if putting solar panels on his roof would add to the value of his house because of cost savings or detract from the value because of appearance. So what's your experience been when selling houses with solar panels? So Greg, I'm sure you deal with this a lot more than, let's say, people in the Midwest. So what's your experience with solar panels been?
They're an absolute bitch.
What? I mean, don't hold back.
No, this is gonna be this is gonna be an uncensored show, Matt.
Okay, great.
No, but yeah, they're seriously a pain in the balls. You know, because you have to own them or you have to lease them, and then can the lease be transferred? Then the buyers have to qualify, through their credit scores, or then you have to pay to get them off. Fuck those things, dude. Just deal with the energy company. They're not really worth it. I mean, if they're gonna be, if you plan on being in this home for a long period of time, go ahead and get them, man. I mean, they're not gonna hurt, but keep in mind, look deeply into what those contracts read with the solar panel company, because they can be incredibly costly. Because if you, the owner, Matt Johnson, shit, I forgot your wife's name, Julie, and the 3 12-pound babies,
right? How dare you forget my fake wife name?
What an asshole I am.
Yeah.
And
no, you named her.
I know.
Out of your imagination, so I don't know why you have trouble remembering.
It's a rough day, man.
That's right.
Okay, so where were we? Shit.
Matt and Julie and their 12-pound
Oh,
babies.
Matt, Julian.
I'm buying a house and I'm going to be carried out of it in a pine box. So should I get solar panels?
Sure, go ahead and get them.
Okay.
But I mean, look at your resale value. Let's say, God forbid, something happened, you lost your job, crippling illness, something like that, and you had to sell. And the lease was leased and was non-transferable, or the new buyers couldn't qualify for them. You're going to lose deals over them. Just make sure there's an easy out clause. That's the only thing.
Okay. Like take these solar panels away and get them off my lawn, get them off my roof, and don't destroy my credit kind of clause.
Bash them into oblivion pieces and hand them back. Yes. Can I hand these back to you in pieces, sir? Or do I have to come back in the original condition?
That's right. Is it like Amazon where I can't open the original box in order to return it?
You can't?
I've heard that, depending on what it is, yeah.
Seriously? How are you supposed to know what's inside of it?
The product box, not the outdoor, not the actual shipping box.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, that's fucking lame.
Yeah.
Hey, jiggle, 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 jiggle. No, it doesn't sound heavy enough. Get that back.
Yeah, exactly. I sense that there's something wrong with the product inside this box. Okay, so you do not feel good about solar panels unless somebody's planning on staying in their home till they're carried out. Otherwise, if you're a reasonable human being and you're probably going to fall in the average of somewhere between 5 and 9 years in your house, it's probably not worth the expense and the hassle when you actually go to sell your home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
All right, good advice. I like it. That's pretty simple. What do you say we do one more and then we'll get to shout-outs?
I don't know. Sure.
I know. All right. So this is an easy one. So Imelda Allen asks, thoughts on direct mail versus email newsletters, which is better received by your database? So, Greg, you do both, and why is that?
Because there's there's high tech and high touch. I mean, people are going to receive things in different ways. I was up with you at GoBundance, and then we were talking with Frank there, and he's a reader. He wants to have something in his hands that he wrote that he can tangibly touch and read. Me, that sounds like a death sentence, being dyslexic. So I would rather take something that's a digital format that I could either audio or something quick and easy, big bullet points. I don't have to wade through all the bullshit. And at the end of the day, the older generation, and yeah, I got slapped because I'm sure I'm offended someone. One of our 2 listeners, like I said before, is going, oh, what do you mean older, you jerk? But there are some folks that just like to have the tangible thing in their hand that they can read and flip through and keep a little hoarding collection full, like I do with my Hobbit pads. And then there's me, that I couldn't do that if I try, and I do everything digital when it comes to that. So do high tech, high touch. I mean, one of these days you're going to want to have, both sides. A lot of the folks that are taking the actual written versions and hoarding them away politely for you, might show you someday, like it's happened to us. Like this isn't a newsletter, it's a CMA because I just listed 2 homes, bitches. But they would take this out, and then they would show us all the different cards that we've sent them for years and years and years, and say, we've been following you guys since 1982, and we like where it's gone. And it's really true. They really have done that. So yeah, either one, whatever. And now also look at your bank account, you guys. What's the more affordable? If you are on a tighter budget, go with the least expensive or more affordable, as I might say, until your budget increases and you can do both. That'd be my recommendation.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sensible. I mean, and we've talked about it, or at least alluded to it a little bit in the past, that the fact that as things get more, as more things go digital and more people opt for the cost savings, direct mail is kind of making a little bit of a resurgence, is making a comeback because it's getting more effective. Whereas we had hit a point in, I don't know, sometime in the 90s before email really took over as the primary method of communication, where we all got so much direct mail that nobody wanted to get any of it. And you basically just went through the pile, you sorted out the stuff that looked like bills that you'd get kicked out of your house if you didn't pay, and maybe a few odd things here and there, like personal letters from grandma that's got that $10 check that you're going to use to buy one T-shirt at Target.
No, you can't even afford that.
Away. No, I know. You're right. You can't even buy that.
Don't spend that in one place, Sonny. No shit, Grandma. I can't.
Like, great. I can buy a pack of baseball cards that I don't collect.
A pack? They still sell baseball cards?
They do. They do still sell baseball cards. I don't know why.
How 1990?
Buys them. Anyway, but getting back to direct mail. So direct mail is making a little bit of a resurgence, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, if you do have an older demographic, or especially if you're going after a farm area that is composed of people that are in that older demographic. I mean, you talked about this, Greg, in our when we were filming the training product series for farming, to just do a small test and see how people respond. If you've got a neighborhood that skews older, if they a quick and dirty way to see if they are more receptive to a printed newsletter would be to see what's the penetration rate for the newspaper subscription. So if you drive through there and everybody and their mother gets a newspaper in that neighborhood, that's a pretty good indication that they might like something in print. If you drive through there and nobody gets the newspaper ever, or it's like 10%, keep it to email. So
yeah.
it depends on the demographic that you're targeting. I will tell you, viral marketing. Just since I've left, Frank has done a lot of experimentation with direct mail, and that's working extremely well. And Frank loves direct mail, both receiving and giving, so all phases of it. But it's, I mean, guys like Perry Marshall, like some of the, classic, like what we would consider internet marketers. I mean, we're talking about the guy that wrote the book on Google AdWords. That guy sends out a 12-page monthly printed newsletter to his key people. Dan
Really?
Kennedy is offering to send his book to you for free for $1 if you pay shipping and give you his physical address. So there's, I mean, I think the people that are the smart marketers, you do everything. But ultimately, if you're a solo agent, unless you have, like you said, unless you have the budget, it's something to keep on the back burner until you do, because it is going to take a long-term investment. You have to have the right message, and you have to have something valuable to share in order for it to be worth printing it on hard paper and justify killing all those lovely, lovely trees to send people stuff.
You are so not green, Matt. I'm surprised you fit in California. You're murdering trees.
That's right.
So it's the equivalent of like PETA coming after you for beating puppies, is what you're doing to the trees. Can't believe
really?
it.
Okay. Well, the trees can't
really?
talk
That's what you're doing with that?
The trees can't talk back, buddy.
Yeah, they can.
All right, so that's our thoughts on direct mail versus email newsletters. Now, a quick word on the email stuff. So, Greg, you use two things. You use Home Actions, which is a stock email newsletter where your information is kind of filled in and added to the top of it, and then they do the rest. That's $50 a month. That's a really good option. We stumbled across there's the Personal Marketing Company. We did in the episode last week about apps and resources for the tech-savvy agent. They also offer a pretty good-looking email newsletter for a very reasonable price. And then you're also sending out videos through Viral. So you're actually sending out something every week by email to these people. So you're doing a lot.
Yeah, we're doing a lot. I mean, you got to get to you also have to make sure that you're not going to contact these folks. I didn't want to piss off Jeff Lobb and say touch or drip or anything else on our clients. So I didn't want to make sure that we just reach out to them. But if you start seeing your numbers drop, it might be an indication that you're oversaturating them with your goodness. I know how awesome you are. They don't really care how awesome you are. So make sure that you give your awesomeness in bite-sized amounts. It's like dating. I mean, don't, or just in any relationship, don't smother the other human being. Otherwise, they're going to run the other way screaming.
Well, and I was listening to something that was really good. Again, it was a presentation by Jason Leister, who writes the Incomparable Expert. He was talking this morning in a webinar I was listening to about it's very hard to annoy somebody when you focus on them. If you focus on yourself, it's very easy to annoy somebody. So it really comes down to what's your intent when you're communicating with people, and that's what I think trips up a lot of people, which is they are marketing not with the intent to necessarily help people. They are marketing with the intent to gain business, and that's extremely transparent. People can smell that a mile away.
They really can, and that's a wonderful quote. It's very hard to annoy someone when you're talking about them. That's really, really interesting. Printerbees.com is a great place where you can get some postcards and some other stuff printed up for a really reasonable price, guys. It's printer, then BEES. Oh shit, two B's, two E. A B, two E's, and an S.
A B, two E's. So basically, it's exactly like bees are spelled. Okay, so it's just it's not a Z or anything weird like that. It's just printerbees.com.
I just can't talk.
Okay. Well, you're dyslexic, so you pretty can't read, can't talk.
Fuck, dude. Picking on the disabled kid in the group. God, please. Jesus.
All right, what do you say we give some shout outs and then we'll get into some more sales and marketing questions?
Sure, dude. Guess who's just calling me right now?
What's up?
The original Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster himself, T. Diddy.
The T. Diddy.
That's right.
The T to the did to the E. Yeah, I don't know what we're calling about, but he did. I got a shout out to my dad, dude. He stepped up. I needed him to run some numbers on some CMAs just because we're all going so fast right now. We're ramping up, dude. He stepped up to the plate and just knocked it out of the flipping park, man. We locked down two properties for $1.3 million each, one in Danville, one in Lafayette, and dude, it's going to be a good year.
Awesome.
So the Titty, cool. T Diddy.
That's right. Cheers to the T Diddy.
Yeah. Hey, I have organic carrot juice. Matt is drinking. I don't know what concoction you're drinking.
Yeah, it's called water. It's this new thing called water.
Heard of that?
It doesn't have sugar in it.
I need sugar, dude. Yeah, I desperately need sugar at this moment.
I'm sure you do. Okay. So let me give a couple shout outs, and then Greg, you can talk about who you've got lined up and who you've recently spoken with, and some of the feedback we've gotten, some of the recent posts. You may have seen the Inman article go out, I believe it was last week. So the episode with Trey Willard on how to build a referral only business hit Inman News. That was very well received. So if you want to check that out, you can go either to our site, McDanielRealEstateSystems.com, or head on over to Inman.com and check out the article there.
Or you guys just call Matt on his phone, and he'd be happy to talk with you about it.
Oh yeah, just call me anytime. I'll be happy to ignore the call and then not get back to you.
That's why I'm the people person in this group.
That's right. All right. So anyway, quickly, Viral Marketing, just want to thank them for writing a check to make Hangouts and podcasts like these happen, and for Greg, of course, for making me sound like a huge ogre of a human being who hates people. But back to Viral Marketing, who does a great job of managing Greg's East Bay video vlog for real estate. If you would like him to do the same thing for you, like I said, they also handle, they email out Greg's videos every 2 weeks to his database and help keep him top of mind and present him as the expert in the area that he so is.
Yes, I am.
And if you would like that same thing, check them out at getviral.com. Remember, viral is with a Y. And then Equity with 2 Qs, online buyer lead generation. It's built from the ground up for solo agents, and it's great for solo agents that are within the same brokerage. If you can get 4 other agents together with you, you can get equity at any market in the United States. If you are in California, it may already be in your market, and so get a hold of Greg and let him know that you're interested in that. They will hook you up with a lender to offset part of the cost, so it's extremely affordable, and it generates a smaller number of higher quality buyer leads, so you actually get actual clients and do actual deals, collect actual commission. How about that?
Oh, shit. Real money?
Real money. Cash money, baby.
I like this party. Let's go.
That's right. Okay. So before we get into the McDaniel Challenge, who have you got lined up to speak with, and who have you spoken with this last week?
A shit ton of people, man. I'll tell you one thing. We are blessed beyond belief with our 2 viewers. Right. Our folks are amazing. They kick ass, take names, and hit repeat and do it again. So Jesse Bender, Facebook, great content. He listens to us in the gym. What's up, dude? I'm so glad that Matt and I can be nestled right in your earbuds, right when you're doing the huff and puff and the lifting.
That's right. Do one more rep for us right now.
Yeah,
right now. That's right. You can do it.
Good job. All right, let's put that 10 pounds away and let's keep going.
Put down the 7.5 pound dumbbells and pick up something heavier.
Yes, like the 8-pounders.
It's like an 80.
All right, Jesse, we're not picking on you. I'm just picking on Matt.
That's right.
Sherry Crabtree, what's up? I will get you that agent in Malibu. Thank you for thinking of me. How very kind of you. Natasha, she took the MCC, man. She took the McDaniel Challenge. I'm going to be chatting it up with her. She is quick. Oh, shit. I forgot to call her over the weekend. Sorry. But she has a laundry list of questions. I cannot wait to chat with her. Sal. What up, man? So much freaking fun talking with you last week. And thank you for reposting, Matt, you hater. When we did our app one, Matt's like, oh man, I'm not sure if I really like that show. And everyone is commenting on it, loving it, reposting it. So thank you, Sal, for getting it back out there, for proving that
thank
wrong.
You everyone for proving Greg right and for proving me wrong.
Oh, it feels so good to be on the winning side, Matt. You should try it sometime. Yeah. Patricia Smith, both like that repost. Luz, sorry, we were going to talk tonight, guys. She had a death in the family, and so please have your hearts and prayers with her and her family during this time. We are here. We are more than happy to do whatever we can to help you and support you, and I look forward to getting you back on the MCC and being able to talk with you. Now back to the fun and laughter part of the show.
Yeah. Well, quick thank you to Angela Burton for coming on the show last week. So she took
Yeah.
the McDaniel Challenge, and Greg had such a good time talking with her about another part of her business, which is the short sales and foreclosures, that he invited her onto the show. So if you guys are curious about that end of the market and what it takes to work that, or what it takes to work with someone who's an expert in that actually runs the deal, that's a great episode. She did a fantastic job of explaining some of the intricacies behind that and why there tend to be experts that specialize in that area versus just having the average agent work that anytime it comes across. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, just beware. Like if you have, if you take the McDaniel Challenge and you've got something that we think is of value to the rest of the community, we will invite you to be on the show. And next thing you know, you might be on the show next week.
And you might be written up in Inman like Trey.
That's right.
Shit
Exactly.
gets real.
Yeah.
I got
It's real.
It's real, bitches. Okay. So I have Angel on YouTube. He did the high tech, high touch door knocking. He loved the comment about parachuting into a coastal community. He's like, look at Long Beach, here I come. So go get him.
Well, George did that too. He parachuted into Del Rey from Destin here just a couple months ago. George, what's up? Hopefully you're doing well, kicking some butt and taking some listenings.
Yeah, buddy. Jamie, hey Jamie, it's great to see you. I bumped into her in the office. So if you're hearing this, what's up, Jamie? Glad that you're kind of struck out on your own. Very proud of you. I see wonderful things for you, and thanks for saying the kind words about the show. Cecilia, great to meet you at the YPN event. I am going to get in touch with you in regards to the flips. So boom, kudos. Last couple, Aaron from Austin, Texas. I don't know, we got disconnected, man. I will call you after the show. We'll get you on the McDaniel Challenge. Love to talk with you some more. Then Eric Carey, great talking to you over the weekend. And then Bree Moore. I don't know if she's going to listen to this yet, but she's going to be a future guest of ours, Matt. She's a friend of mine, has been for the last, since high school. But she and her family live down in the San Diego area, Southern Cal, and her husband's in the military. So, hey, thank you for serving us and, serving our country. But she works the military market, and there are some uniquely incredible aspects of the military market that you're unaware of. I didn't even know it. And she's going to come on. We're going to get her here in the next week or two and get her booked, and you guys will be blown away. Anyone and everyone that wants or should or could be working the military market, there is a tip in there that will blow your mind and help you expand your business almost immediately for any buyer. So you got to tune in.
Interesting. That's very cool. That sounds interesting. I'm excited.
You should be, Matt. It's good stuff.
Cool. Very cool. All right. And then we've got some awesome, amazing guests coming up. We've got Chris Angel, a farming expert, talk about farming mastermind later this week. And then after that, we've got like Brian Casella coming on to do a door knocking and prospecting mastermind. We've got Lars Hedenberg at the end of March, the one and only, the real estate master coach himself, the real estate business blueprint. He's going to have some awesome, that's going to be an incredible interview. So we've got a lot of big time guests coming up in the next few weeks. So we are psyched about that. So we've got a lot of good content coming down the pipe for you guys. So with that said, you want to deal with this one real quick? We didn't talk about this question beforehand, but let me ask you this, Greg.
A left hook.
Yes, a left hook. So I know someone who is going into real estate, and should be partially because she has a friend who's already in real estate. So she asked me, what's a good slogan for an agent? So this is obviously something very common. Greg, how do you feel about a slogan?
I think it's very good, Matt. I just thought of a very funny slogan. Work with us. We don't kick puppies or beat kids. We're your family.
I mean, often.
Intentionally.
Work with us. We very rarely kick puppies. I mean, it's very rare.
Very rarely.
Very rare.
Barely once a day.
Yeah, I mean, barely once a day. Okay. Man, that's a lot of you have to go out and find puppies. Like, you'd have to go to the shelter to find puppies to kick every day.
What do you think I do on my lunch break?
Oh, that's funny. Okay. That reminds me of a story I could share about an April Fool's joke involving drowning kittens, but I don't know if I can share that.
Oh my God. That's horrible. Okay. Let's clear this off air.
Let's take this off air.
Pete is going to be knocking us on our door. YouTube's going to shut our channel down. We're going to be arrested for animal brutality.
Okay, I will briefly. I have to mention it. It was so funny. Right. So when I first started working at Viral, one of the account managers there played a practical joke on the one of the senior partner, basically. So he put a Craigslist ad basically saying that, hey, I have this litter of kittens. They've just been born. I've been trying to give them away to good homes, but I can't find anybody to take them. If I can't find anybody to take them by the end of the day, I'm going to have to start drowning them. Please call me at XXX. Gives us, and then he gave the senior partner's real phone number. It was the greatest thing ever, just sitting around and watching his phone ring from people going, "Are you really going to drown those kittens?" Like, I mean, I can take one if you need to.
It's fucked up but awesome.
Yes, it is. It was great. All right, so anyway, back to slogans. So besides not, we've like, hey, it's the McDaniel Callahan team. We very rarely kick puppies. So besides that winner,
And slap.
have you guys ever had a slogan before, or was it? I mean, I know you guys have. So I think you guys have something, right? We talked about this when you first joined Viral.
So, I mean, on our coasters, we have this one. It says treating every client like family, since we're a family-based team. Shit, what was our other slogan? Eileen, what were some of our other slogans? Oh, keeping
like blue shirts
keeping
on the ground.
No, keeping good people away from bad brokers.
Oh, that's right.
Is one that we used.
I'm sure other agents were especially appreciative of that slogan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they just loved us.
Uh-huh.
They're like, are they talking about me? Maybe. Are you a dipshit? Then yes, I am talking about you.
Okay. All right.
Good freaking Lord. But yeah, no, I think the slogan, as long as it's not super douchey and cheesy and stupid and reused a billion times, do not say, hey, hire the McDaniel Callahan team because we're number one. Ding. No.
Selling Danville one house at a time, because that's every other people try to sell like 2 and 3 homes at a time, and that just doesn't work very well.
I do group sales, so I sell 2 at a time. I'm conserving my time. This is called time efficiency.
That's right. Selling Danville one building at a time.
Yeah. Let's, you know what, I would honestly come up with something unique for you. If there's something that you can legitimately say, like Beth Skinner. Sorry, Beth, you're going under the bus on this one. But you know what, selling houses with loving cats, or I'll make cat sitting included with home sale purchase or process or services or something. I don't know. And just
okay, free cat sitting session, free cat walks with every
free cat
with every listing,
free cat
walks for the duration of your client. But
with catnip, you have to have free catnip with every listing appointment.
All right.
Best
well, here's
son of a bitch.
Okay, so not something douchey, cheesy, or done a million times. I 100% agree. My feeling on it, I think if you come up with something that's organic, I think it's good. I don't know that that arises from the process of you actually working with actual clients. But in terms of slogan, I think it's probably one of the last things you need. You actually need to figure out like who your ideal client is first. What are you good at, and what kind of market do you work at, and what thing makes you unique that you bring to the table before you start trying to figure out a catchy slogan. Because it's much better to be clear than it is to be clever. And that's one of the that's one of the great things I learned from Frank at Viral, and he, that's from his influence of Dan Kennedy and Jay Abraham. The purpose of marketing, first of all, is to be clear. Let people know what you do. Let people know who you're looking for, who your ideal client is, so that they are attracted to you and you repel everybody else. So if if you want to work exclusively with cat owners or cat people, then by all means, hey, Beth Skinner, I walk cats and sell real estate. Free catnip, free cat package, free kittens with every listing. I don't know, something like that. Would be great, because that will attract people that have that same affinity that you do for cats, which I do not share. I would be repelled by that ad, but cat lovers will be attracted to that ad, which is great. So it just depends on what you're looking to attract. But just having a slogan that doesn't really say anything about you. Now, like the first one that you mentioned, Greg, like treating every client like family. Now, to me, that's not. It's a good slogan. It's okay. It does convey the fact that you're a family team and that you're looking for people that want that sort of like personal, family-oriented attention. I don't think it tells them something very concrete about how good you guys are or how it will help them get the results that they want. It just kind of attracts people that are very family-oriented.
Thank you for flogging me in public, ass.
That's why I like doing that, because it's just fun to give you a hard time.
I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You're doing that right?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to give you a hard time about your slogan on the air.
By the way, Greg, your slogan that you use, it blows. But I'm not going to talk about that in private, where you could go lick your wounds and change it so that you look good in public.
Yeah, because I'm sure you put a lot of effort into that when that slogan came along when you were, what, 23, 24, 22?
Actually,
21?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time, I'm sure. So I'm guessing you did not come up with that slogan.
Actually, I did.
Did you really?
I really did come up with that one. Now, keeping good people away from bad brokers, that's That's the T Diddy.
Yeah, that's the T. That's the Grandmaster himself.
Yeah, that's why I stuck around for so long.
All right. But here's why. So you know the 90-day guaranteed sale program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's why that works. That to me, like when you talk about a slogan, that doesn't have to be catchy, although it is. I'll sell your home in 90 days guaranteed, or we'll sell it for free. Like that in itself, that is a good slogan, but the reason it's such a good slogan isn't because it's catchy or because it rhymes or anything like that. It's because it is a very defined benefit to exactly the kind of people that you're looking to attract. If you want to be a listing agent, telling people, hey, I will sell your home, I will get you X result in this time, or I guarantee you that I do it for free, or I'll write you a check for $5,000, or I'll buy your home. Whatever the end of that guarantee is, like that to me makes a much better slogan than anything that says something personal about you.
Well, to quote the great Tommy Boy, I can take a dump in a box and guarantee if that makes you feel any better. It doesn't guarantee.
Well, yes, you have to back up the guarantee. Thank you, Ms. Farley. Okay. So with that said, yeah, back up the conversation and go from slogan to who am I, who do I want to work with, and what can I do for them that's unique and different from other agents, and then maybe that develops into a slogan, but more importantly, it should develop into a USP, which is a unique selling proposition, which is what makes you unique to the marketplace.
Right, but don't get hung up on a slogan. Just get your ass out there and just start working. The slogan will come to you. People will say things, they'll make comments about you in a positive light, hopefully. And you can start taking those if they continually, have the same message to them, then start running with it. Like the picture of us guys, anyone who's watching this, you can see this picture of me, Terry, and Chris. We decided to take a picture about three of us in blue shirts, and now we get known around town. Hey, you guys are the three guys in blue shirts. Yeah, okay, so there we go, three guys in blue shirts. Doesn't say shit about what we do. Nope. But it's a brand that we get recognized for. But don't get hung up on it, guys. Please just get out there and go do something. Start making money. Start talking to people. Just make it happen, Captain.
All right. Well, speaking of that, so let's get to this question, which is a really interesting one. So Leanne Jameson asks, I've been sending out packages to expireds and FSBOs for probably 6+ months now, but not seeing any direct leads coming from it. This is pretty common, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also call, door knock, and email them, which if that's true, that's fantastic. That's more consistent than most people can manage. So thinking perhaps that what I'm sending or leaving behind needs tweaking. So do you send a package of some sort, and if so, what's in it? And might a postcard with a simple message be more effective? I'm curious to know what those succeeding at a high level are using. Now I know, Greg, you don't go after expireds per se, but you do have materials that you drop off for any prospective listing. You have gone after FSBOs. You do a lot of circle prospecting, so you're encountering seller leads essentially. And if you want to share kind of what you drop off for people.
A whole lot of love and goodness. We have recently been getting these, for everyone can see. I've shown these before. These are our booklets talking about what we do. They talk about our team. If you guys can see this, if you guys can, you're on iTunes or Stitcher. We're just introducing our team. We're showing testimonials, before and after photos of the staging and the people that we use, our certified professionals around us. And with that's just such a simple thing. But I mean, you guys, when you're doing stuff like expireds or just straight up prospecting, look, it's not going to happen overnight 99% of the time. Okay. It takes on average 6 to 8 months to really start getting some reaction from all that hard work that we're putting out there. So don't be discouraged. Just keep trucking along. I mean, you can, he or she who never quits will never fail. So don't get disheartened. Don't think, well, gosh, I'm not doing something right. No, maybe it's just not the right area. Maybe you didn't take a close enough look at what the turnover rate is, and you weren't able to go in and really, work in the area that you needed to work in. I mean, if you had gone one neighborhood over or one town over and the turnover rates were significantly different, but you were trying to go after the high-priced homes, stop doing that. Go where the money is. I mean, you're in this. Who gives a shit?
The money's in the turnover.
Yeah, who gives a shit about the fucking $5,000 house? A $5 million home, $5,000 house, that's nothing either. The $5 million home.
That house has wheels.
Yes, well, it might even be rusted down to its core if it's $5,000. Right. That's straight up Midwest, though, isn't it? No. Zing!
That's right.
But no, the $5 million one, guys, in our marketplace, if you gave me five $1 million homes, or maybe in some parts of the country, five, $250,000 homes, or whatever the medium price is for your area, take those all day long. Go work those middle to lower price points where those things just pop, right? Just boom, 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 boom. You're in this business to make
predictable, repeatable sales.
Which real estate has none of those. But yes, I mean, we can try to predict it, but I mean, this shit is the Wild West out here, and yeah, there's my rant.
If there are $250,000 houses in the Midwest, they are predictable and repeatable. Maybe not $1.3 million in Danville. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are predictable and repeatable.
Are they?
Oh yeah, I mean, $1.3 for us. Oh
yeah,
baby, this shit is hot. I love $1.3 million.
Yeah,
it's just boom, 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 just chunking them out like it. Never mind. Moving forward.
Well, that was so my thought on it, and everybody's got kind of a different spin on how to answer this question, including some of the people that got back on the Facebook group to her. So one of the things that somebody brought up, which was really interesting, was asking her, well, when somebody looks for you, if they search for you online, what do they find? What are you laughing at, Greg?
Beth hit us up. She's like, I nearly spit beer all over my screen, you guys. Matt Johnson and Greg McDaniel. I am now adopting the slogan, I'm Beth Skinner, and I walk cats and sell real estate.
Nice.
To make it clear,
it's so fantastic to have live viewers interacting. I can't wait till we try Smile Time, and we can actually have people like invite people into the show, and the live chat like flashes across the screen. And oh my god, it's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, we are going to kill it.
Yeah. So anyway, the topic of like what do people find when they search for you online? So we've talked about this in reference to you, Greg. So because you do all this stuff with video, and because all your videos being posted to social media, when somebody gets anything from you, whether it's a postcard or let's say they get a voicemail from you when you're doing circle prospecting, they're like, who the hell is this guy? And they go look up Greg McDaniel, like, oh crap, this guy he's
kind of a big deal.
He's kind of a big deal. Yeah. That's right. Like he's on the radio, and he's with the podcasting, and he's got the videos on the Facebook, and
what does the motherfucker sell any real estate? I don't know. There's a lot of video.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but what they find out about us, and I was actually doing this the other day to a lady that I was working out with. She's like, well, where can I find you? Where can I find about you? And I said, oh, well, go to McDanielCallahan.com, search Greg McDaniel on YouTube, McDaniel Callahan on YouTube, go to McDanielCallahan.com. You can go to McDaniel Callahan blog. And I'm saying, oh, fuck, man, I got to centralize this shit because there is stuff everywhere. But what they find for me are a lot of videos and a lot of intel. They see that it's a consistent brand across all platforms, which is incredibly important. Because if they're searching for you and they see mishmash shit all over the place, dude, they're gonna kind of wonder, first off, why is his brand changing? Why does he have like 10,000 followers on, Google Google Plus, but 12 friends on Facebook? I mean, you have to be consistent.
And one of them, Tom from MySpace.
Yeah.
Like, wait, how did that guy get there?
Dude, I told you that I some drunk dude at the bar like years and years ago. I walk back, there's this big dude, and he's like, dude, you look just like Tom from MySpace. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he pulled up a freaking photo, went back to his table, came back to our table, had a photo and goes, see, bro? So you look like him. Look like this.
Yeah, wait a minute. Look really drunk and surprised. Oh, you look just like him. Great. All right. So the point of that was part of the obstruction or maybe lack of results when you're farming an area may be the fact that you have no online platform, which I don't know if that really applies in Leanne's case. We can't speak directly for what's going on with her case. It could be a lot of things. So, Greg, your recommendation is make sure you go back, check the turnover rates, make sure you're farming the right neighborhood to begin with.
Matt, can I ask you a question personally?
Yeah, what's up?
You're like, oh shit, what's coming?
Great. What's going on?
So, Rima, who is watching us live, she's one of my clients. She's convinced that you have Botox in your forehead. Do you have
Botox in my forehead?
Have you received Botox in your forehead, Matt?
No, but I do have some really quality sunlight right here. Why is that what's going on?
She thinks we're adorable, by the way. Thanks, Rima.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, back to you.
Great. Botox question. That's fantastic. I am 33 goddamn years old. Are you kidding me? How am I getting Botox questions?
I don't know, but she didn't ask me. That tells you something.
Oh, great. That's fine. That's just fine. Thanks, Reed. Appreciate it.
All right, get back on your soapbox.
All right, anyway. So it's important to have a social media platform of some kind, whether it's video on Facebook, YouTube, whatever the case is, or if you just consistently post things about your real estate career on Facebook, at least giving something for people to latch onto when they do find you online that shows that, hey, you are credible and, hey, you are doing something and active in the area that you're trying to farm in would be very important. I mean, if I was on the receiving end of some marketing materials to sell my home and I was living in a neighborhood, I mean, what's one of the first things you want to know? What have you done in my neighborhood?
Have you actually sold anything in my neighborhood?
Yeah.
No, I haven't, sir, but I'm really looking forward to trying to sell your home. What do you think? Want to give it a go?
Yeah, exactly. Which is why you better be bringing buyers into the neighborhood first, as you have said, Greg, many times before. If you want to farm a neighborhood, before you can start listing homes there, start bringing buyers into the neighborhood, and then that will take care of that. Just don't skip the steps.
Yeah, don't try to be more intelligent. It's not going to work out well.
Okay. Okay, so let's do this one. This is a quick one. So I believe his name is either Heinrich or Anrich. Saruk asks, quick question, during your phone pre-qualification, when a prospect over the phone tells you that they won't be listing their property, but they do want to know the price, would you still go out to meet them? So essentially, would you go out and deliver a CMA and at least meet with them when they claim they have no intention of listing their property? What do you think?
Absolutely, Greg? Absolutely. You guys, this isn't a sprint. This is a long marathon. You want to make that relationship. You want to get in there because you know what? What if something changes? What if he says that, I'm not going to be selling today, and he wanted to get some information because he was testing the waters. He wanted to maybe meet an agent or two, but he might thinking about maybe selling in 6 months because he might be getting transferred to someplace. Get in there, build that relationship, build the rapport, get him the information, keep your brand around, put him on a drip, I can't be sexist, Matt, put him or her on a drip campaign, and that's how you do this. I mean, even if they don't sell for 10 years, you guys, who gives a shit? It's that future business you're building. It's that pipeline you're building. Every human being you come in contact with, you should be wanting to do anything and everything you can to support them and serve them in the real estate services. Because even if they don't do it, then they remember that you went above and beyond for them and at that point, and then they find out their neighbor, their friend, their family member, their cousin, their whatever is going to sell. They're going to be like, dude, you got to talk to this guy. Like Rima, dude, she hooked me up and is going to get me in contact with her neighbor who's going to be buying a property. I haven't even finished selling her a home. And so that speaks volume. So, Rima, thank you for that. That's amazingly kind of you. And that's the kind of shit that happens. I didn't ask her. I didn't expect that to take place. But, because I was honest with her and we're working together to get her into her first place, she paid it forward. So that's what you need to do, guys.
I like it. All right.
Well, good. Thank God you like it. I was concerned.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think a lot of the problems that agents have stem from exactly what you just said, which is having a short-term mentality and not thinking of things in terms of a marathon. Like we talked about this before we got on, which is like the quality of a lead. Like what is a lead? And we disagree on semantics because you want to call people that respond to a home value ad on Facebook or something like that a respondent, just to emphasize and drive home the point that they are not a lead just because they typed some information into a lead capture box on a website, which is true. But that doesn't mean you disqualify them or that there's such thing as bad leads and good leads. If somebody raised their hand and said they're interested in making a move, they don't have to be interested in making a move in the next 3 months for you to bestow some of your time on them. It's still worth it to build the relationship because the average internet lead takes 6 to 7 months to convert. If you don't give them and stay in contact with them over the course of 6 to 7 months, they're going to go with somebody else and you lost out on the chance to convert them just because you wouldn't hang around a little bit longer.
Yeah, and like Sam Walton from Walmart. I don't care what your opinion about Walmart is. He was one of the arguably one of the richest men in the entire world, created a massive empire. And his saying was that good customer service, the definition of good customer service for your clients is, I'm not just butchering this. Basically, it's this. If you think you're delivering good customer service, it is good customer service until someone comes along and delivers better customer service. Yeah. So that means getting out and talking to them. Okay. So, I mean, you have to stay in contact, be in the state of giving at all times. You have to be consistently wanting to give of yourself and of your time so that other people may benefit, because that will come back around and serve you.
Yeah, it really does, and that's one of those things where the what's that quote that your level of success will never achieve your level of self-development, personal development. I think is the Jim Rohn quote, and that's a great example of it. If you go into it genuinely wanting to help people and taking that like the giver's gain kind of mentality, it will ultimately serve you very well. But you have to have the long-term outlook and the patience to see it through, because the results aren't always immediate and they aren't always evident. It's something that happens over the long haul.
Yeah, it absolutely is, guys, and this is why the real estate is not a, jump into it. Oh my God, I'm making $1 million my first year. No, guys, it's not. That's a fool's game. And if you got sold that pile of horse shit from some late night TV, you too can be a real estate investor tycoon just by signing up for my program that costs $999.99. Coming up to a 2-day workshop here in beautiful Sacramento, California. By the time you get done, you'll have all the knowledge you'll need to go out there and become the real estate tycoon that you've always wanted to be.
That's right. Which is why that guy's doing seminars instead of investing in real estate.
Yeah, because he's a fucking tool. Don't listen to him.
Okay, we've got one more question that this is kind of a situation I'm interested to run this by you, Greg, and just see what you think. It has to do with client expectations and how you set them up front. I think is probably the answer to this. So I'm curious what your perspective is. So Laura Parker says, client cancels almost every home I have scheduled during our tours and has a new list for that same tour. Eventually gets under contract. And Greg's like,
already sounds like a nightmare.
I know, it sounds like a nightmare already. Eventually gets under contract. A few days go by, and the client texts me at 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday asking to see another home ASAP because he's not sure about the current contract. I'm sick, but I show the home that morning anyway, and he ends up wanting to put in an offer and cancel the existing contract. I spend a good portion of the day writing up, negotiating, canceling, and rescheduling inspections, etc., and get him under contract again. He proceeds to text me at 4:30 a.m. the next morning saying that the home is too expensive and he should have slept on it. Now, besides just jumping off of whatever nearest balcony, moving train, or high building is nearby, how do you remedy this?
A lobotomy.
A lobotomy. Take out the part that cares. Can you just remove the part of my brain that cares about anything?
I don't remember. Just conk. Yep. No memory of that bullshit. Okay, moving forward. Oh, you gotta stand up for yourself, woman. Holy shit.
So how would you, first of all, how would you set up the expectations in advance, Greg, so that doesn't happen to you to begin with? Let's tackle that part first.
Matt, let me explain to you how I run my business. Is that okay if we go over that?
Yes, I'm nodding my head in agreement. Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. These are not the drones you're looking for.
That's right.
But what I would do is I would say, look, Matt, Julia, three fat ass 12-pound babies,
Now we've moved up to fat ass 12-pound baby. Okay. All right. That's whatever. Insult my children. Go ahead.
Yeah, insult your children
my
for
fake
being
children.
Little squatty Ewoks that
want. So anyway, me and my fake wife and my fake children.
Yes.
Okay.
Eileen's like, holy Lord, God, he's like going off the rails today. But I would say, look, here, let me explain to you how I work. All right. So, I don't work on the weekends. All right. What I do is that's more time for me and my family. I got to recharge my batteries. I'm sure you can understand that, right? Yes. We totally understand that. Okay, phenomenal. Now, what I'm going to do for you is that we're going to get you pre-qualified. And so that we know exactly what the comfortable price point for you, so we don't go out and look at something that might be a smidge out of that comfort zone for you, because that's the worst thing I could possibly do. Because if I show you something just that smidge out of that comfort zone, and you wake up screaming in the middle of the night and you freak out because it might be a little bit too expensive, see, that's going to now your expectation is going to be here, and everything that in that price point is going to be here. And therefore, everything you see is not going to match up to the first one. That makes sense to you, correct? Yes. Makes sense. Phenomenal. So let's do this. Let's get you pre-approved, and then I will set up the showings. If you see anything that you want to see in conjunction with this, just set it up to me. I've got to call the agent and arrange the time for us to get in there. A lot of them actually make either 24-hour notice before, or some of them don't even have lock boxes on them. So we want to make sure that I can coordinate correctly. So, if you see anything, just let me know and I'll get it on the tour. Is that cool? Yeah, that's cool. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking control of the showing instructions so that I can't have dipshit over here going all helter skelter and going, I want to see this one. I want to see this one. I want to see this one. I don't want to see that one. I want to see expensive. I want to see this one. No, I want to see expensive. Fuck that, dude. That is just a waste of your time, mental energy. If you're not doing well, you better be able to tell your client and be like, look, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to do everything I can. Why don't you sleep on it? Nothing's going to change. We still have to remove our contingencies before you're locked into this contract. All right. And if, just tell them what's going on. I mean, if they're a rational human being, there are those types of people out there. There are different, like we talked about, with Lee, Michael Lee.
Mm-hmm.
There's different folks that, negotiate on everything. And there's other people that just take it on the chin, and just, that's a $2,000 hamburger. Okay. Or the other one's like, no, dude, I'll pay you $10 or $5 for it. But that's what I'm saying is just stand up for yourself, have a backbone. People will respect someone that stands up for themselves. If you roll around and just get sucker punched and kicked because they've learned that they can do that, now you got a serious problem.
Yeah, you've taught them that they can do that.
Rima, she's texting me. She's like, Greg, I want to look for a home again. I don't think this is good and be good.
That's funny.
Thank you, Rima.
Okay, so let's talk about, let's say you set the expectations, at least you thought you did correctly, right? So you run them through the spiel and you shake your head and they nod their head in agreement and everything is good, and then you actually get into the process and then they start to forget that there's boundaries and there's expectations and that you run your business a certain way. So let's say somebody tried to take advantage of you, Greg, in that same way, and they call you, or text you on a Sunday morning expecting you to pull back an offer from one home, go out and show another home, and write up an offer on a new home all on a Sunday morning.
No, I have no intention of doing that. Thank you very much. I am going to be resting. But can you repeat that? Because I was totally tuning you out. I was reading Rima's text message because she's criticizing and commenting on the way that we market our show, Matt. So we must have a conversation with the Rima.
Oh, great.
In regards to this.
Okay. So what if somebody, if you tried to set the expectations correctly and you thought you had, but somebody still pulled this stuff on you, how would you handle it? What are some of the scripting and phrasing that you would get to kind of reset the expectations with that buyer to reinforce the original expectations you set up so that you're actually enforcing the boundaries and make they know that they can't just take advantage of you and drag you in somewhere and all over the place on a Sunday morning? That's
easy. Matt, Julie, your 3 obese children. I would love to get you into that. I see that it's open house. Today I already have other things planned with my family. What we can do is, try to get over on the Sunday to take a look at it. If you can't, we'll get over there first thing Monday morning. You know what? I appreciate you reaching out. Have a phenomenal Sunday. Just be like, plap, fuck you. We're not doing this. We're not letting you. We're not
kindness.
What?
Wrapped up with killing them in kindness.
We're killing them just straight up.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, no, that's Eureka. Dude, have a freaking backbone. Look, Matt, Julie, when we originally spoke, did I stutter when I said I did not work on the weekends?
Okay. Man, you are in rare form today. That is not at all what you would say with a real client. How would you handle it with a real client? Treat me, Greg, like a real client.
With some actual respect.
That's right.
Matt, thanks for reaching out. Let me go take a look at the showing instructions on this. I do believe it's going to be open this Sunday. I have plans with my family that are unbreakable. It's my daughter's soccer game that I'm the coach for. So today is not going to be a very viable option, but we can get in there first things Monday, or we can get in there. You can go in on the Sunday afternoon tour for open houses. Let me do some due diligence and I'll get right back to you. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Here's why I love that. And I was just again listening to that guy Jason Leister talk about some of the client management mistakes he's made in the professional services industry, and he talked about how just because something is quick and easy for you to do, you are the expert. But anything that comes quickly and easily, even if you are the expert, they don't value necessarily the expertise that went into making it quick and easy and all the transactions you've done up until that time that have made what you do now quick and easy for you to do. Anything that is quick and easy to do is not valued highly.
Correct.
So if you reveal the fact that, hey, it only takes 5 minutes to whip up a CMA, or that you can pull all this back and you can reschedule all this stuff in a couple of hours, whatever it is, if you hop to it and you're Johnny on the spot, in your effort to make it seem like you're enthusiastic to work with them and you're super customer service centric, you're actually doing them and you a disservice, because you're revealing the fact that something is quick and easy for you, which makes them value it less.
Yeah.
So like you said, Greg, let me do my due diligence. Here's a couple things to consider. I'm going to go do some research on it, and then I'll get back to you. Just that alone, even if you turn around and get back to them 15 minutes later, an hour later, a day later, whatever it is, depending on the urgency of the request, just the fact that you didn't immediately jump to it and say, oh yeah, I'll meet you out there at that house in 45 minutes. Like, just the fact that you said, hey, let me do some research, I will get back to you, we'll consider that. Or if you have a client that says, hey, can you check out these 5 houses I found on Zillow, I'm interested in seeing them, great. Let me do some research on those, and I'll get back to you as soon as I have something for you, and then get back to them like the next day or something. Whatever the case is, like, customer service is it's not just about you doing everything as fast as you humanly can for them. It's about the perception of customer service, and that goes to expertise and how they value your time and how you are perceived as an expert. It's more than just you doing things quickly and efficiently.
Exactly right. And I mean, when we say go and do some research, that means roll over, scratch your ass, and go back to sleep for another half an hour.
If necessary.
If no, yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
I mean,
if you have to add some of that time in because it only takes you 2 minutes to come up with the answer, yeah, do it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, that's what I do to Matt all the time. I say, Matt, let me do some research on this, but I already know the answer to it. And Matt's like, okay, Greg's gonna do some research. All right, this is good.
Usually when you say that, I know that it means that you're going to refer back to your Hobbit legal pads that are stacked around you like a Hobbit's nest, and you're just finding the answer in there.
It's I actually do like my Hobbit pads. They do well by me. But anyways, no, but honestly, Matt's right 100% on this, guys. Don't be overly eager to please, both in like a dating or well, yeah, never. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
I'm not gonna touch that one at all.
I am backing away.
Wow.
That is dangerous waters. Whew, that was narrowly avoided, Matt, but I'm pretty sure I stepped in it all by myself anyways. Okay, so what else you got for us, man? We're at bingo on this.
That is it. Yeah, we're done. So just quickly, guys, if you I guess wrap it up with a couple of quick shout outs. We really appreciate you joining us. For those of you that are watching live behind the scenes here, thank you so much. And we're excited to do like a test run on Smile Time where, like I said, you guys can chat and you can actually see the chat scrolling by, which will be awesome. So we'll let you guys know when we roll that out and we do a test for the first time. We're supposed to get access to that platform here in the next couple weeks. So we've got some great guests coming up. Make sure to check out Viral Marketing at getviral.com. You can see how they do like online and video marketing to your database to get more repeat and referral business, which is what they do for Greg. Mm-hmm. And then Equity with 2 Qs. It's online buyer lead generation. It's great for solo agents. It's perfect if you want a higher quality type of lead and you want a smaller number that you can actually follow up with consistently. Well, like we talked about, 6 to 7 months is the average time it takes to convert an internet lead. If you're talking about a resort area, it may be a little bit longer than that, or you may actually need more leads depending on the area that you're in. So why not get higher quality leads so you're not wasting your time following up with a bunch of people that are not serious? So that's what Equity does for you. So make sure to check that out. Get a hold of Greg. He can let you know kind of what markets it's available in. If it's not already in your market, if you can get 4 other people with you that also want to participate, we can bring it anywhere in the country. So
yeah.
With that said, Greg, how do people reach you?
I'm not going to be a smartass anymore. I've done that enough. Guys, call me, text me on my cell phone. Seriously, no joking around. I tested it today and it still works. It's my cell phone. It's 925. It's 915-1978. Again, 925-915-1978. Get off your ass. Use your opposable thumbs. Type those numbers in that sequential order into your phone. It will have a response for me getting back to you. We will book a time. Matt, I want to tell you something that's going to blow your mind, buddy. Today,
it's going to blow my mind.
It's going to blow your mind, buddy.
You bought me Botox gift certificates?
Apparently, you're using them.
Yeah.
Right now, our show has 1,278 awesome listeners just on our YouTube channel, not to mention the thousands and thousands of downloads that we get every week and month on our iTunes and Stitcher. But I'm going to give a special fist pump. What's up, Joe Parkman? Thank you so much. He took our podcast link. He's out of Portland, Oregon. Big Pimpin', you shared our link. Thank you, man. I'm so glad you enjoyed the show today and letting me just get on my soapbox and rant like a lunatic. So, cool.
That's right.
Oh, hey, call me. You just got my number, man. Set up for a McDaniel challenge with me, brother. Love to hear you.
925-915-1978. Take the McDaniel challenge.
Matt even knows my phone number.
I was going to say, I mean, I've memorized it. If you listen to the show enough, you will also memorize it, and it will haunt your dreams. But if you are listening and you cannot write down that number, just go to McDanielChallenge.com, and you can get that information there, too.
Norman, playa. Hey, he just hit me up a few minutes ago in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Dude, this podcast is by far one of the most hilarious Greg and Matt dialogues in 2016. Why has Matt's babies suddenly found themselves trapped in the world of obesity?
Because Greg decided I had fat triplets. I don't know why.
Oh, dude, James, brother.
So the question is my wife overweight too? Like, is she like I don't know. I don't even want to say weight because that'd be horrible. But is my wife obese, and that's why I have obese children, or do I just feed them McDonald's all the time? Like, what's the theory here?
She's like a beluga.
A whale. Okay.
Yeah. But hey, James out of I can't pronounce your last name, dude. Dyslexic motherfucker like myself. Dude, he hit me up on the text. See, it's right there. It's right there. He says, Greg, no more waiting. Let's get the challenge. Let's do the challenge. All right, man.
Awesome.
We're gonna book that. We're gonna book that shit up, man.
That's right.
I think I need to go off the rails more often, apparently.
I don't think so. Although we may have a chance on Wednesday. So we have no guest on Wednesday, so we'll be coming up with some awesome topics to bring you, and we might cut Greg loose a little bit. One thing that we didn't get to on this particular show was tips on how to improve your listing presentation, and Greg is a master at that. He puts people on a serious, what you call a value rocket ship, and takes them off from there, and you're very, very good at building credibility through your knowledge of the area and your knowledge of all the different resources that are at your fingertips. So we might delve into that on Wednesday. I think that'd be a fun episode. But then we've got guest episodes coming up. We've got on Friday, this awesome 11 a.m. Pacific, guys. Join us because Chris Angel's talking about farming. It is a real estate farming mastermind. Chris is an awesome former KW, like a team leader, CEO of an office, as well as a real estate coach. He has about 20 one-on-one coaching clients, and then he does some group coaching for farming. He also has a really great farming product he's put out, it looks really, really good. I'm interested to see kind of what his perspective is compared to Greg's. So we're going to do like a meeting of the minds for farming on Friday. It's just going to be awesome.
It's going to be bitching, dude. I'm pumped to meet Chris, and you guys are absolutely amazing people for watching the show.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you telling people about the show. Yeah. If you want to support the show and support especially the people behind the show, Vic, who does all the editing and setting up the events, and Caitlin, who does all the producing and the show booking, head on over to patreon.com/REU podcast. So Patreon is like patron, except there's an E in it. So patreon.com/REU podcast. You can support the show any way you like there. Obviously, we're not coming to you with a bunch of coaching and products, and we're not hitting you up for sales stuff. So we would love to just give you the opportunity that if you want to support the show and the gals that help put it on behind the scenes, we at least have an outlet for you to do that at whatever you think is best for you and your budget. So with that said, shall we send this puppy home?
We shall, Matt, and we actually jumped. I was wrong on my numbers. We are at 1,281 people, not 78. They're liking us even more.
We have literally doubled our YouTube subscriber base in 2 short months, and it's all thanks to you guys telling a friend about the show.
You guys are amazing human beings. We truly love you. This is for you. Give us ideas if you guys have things you want us to do a show on. Matt and I would love to dive deep on any topic that we can really help you guys break through that wall that's been stopping you from getting that next level of your business, or you just got a question like you want us to compare something. Just whatever, guys. We're here for you. Yeah. Help us help. Help us help you.
Stuff. Hit us up on Facebook. That's probably the best way. We're old school. We talk a lot about social media and stuff like that. We're not on Snapchat. We're not on Uvu and all this other stuff. Just hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message. Send us a friend request. We're happy to respond. That's the best way to reach either of us.
Or you can just text me.
Well, that too. But that's for the McDaniel challenge. It's not just for random questions. Do you want to get random questions all day by text?
Hey, Greg.
Because I'll start shooting you some. Like, hey, Greg, what do you think of Game of Thrones? Hey, Greg.
That's such a... Oh, we got to go before we lose.
Did you see Keeping Up with the Kardashians last night? I thought that Kim was a real bitch.
I'm already
texting that to Greg.
I'm already hurting.
Yeah, Greg's head just exploded. Okay. Anyway, we will not keep you any longer. Thank you so much, guys. We will see you on Wednesday. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you on the next show.
Love you guys. Bye.